Please don't take my pawn. Please don't take my pawn. Are you familiar with the fear of ending up in a 2-bishop against king endgame? Follow these 5 rules I provide you with and you will succeed going forward. This is a checkmate pattern you have to know. 2 bishops against the sole king. First, and this tip is mind-blowing, the king can only be checkmated in the corner of the board. So keep this in mind. In the end, the king has to go to one of these corners. That's your goal. Secondly, and this is super helpful, we want to create a box. That's what we're gonna do. So in this position, we play our bishop to f2. If the king goes here, we play our bishop to d4. And if the king goes back, the bishop goes to c4. And see, this is the box I was telling about. The king cannot go outside of this box. And although this box is very beautiful, we need to shrink it in order to win. So, as you can see, the king has these number of squares available now. But we're gonna reduce that number. We're gonna shrink the box. Shrink the box! Shrink the box! King forward, already taking away a square. Even further, see the number of squares the king can go to now? Only 7. And here the king has to go to the back row of the board. And here we take away 1 more square. And now, when the king is at the side of the board, we need to reduce the number of squares to 2 squares, because that's when our mating pattern initiates. So here, the king tries to escape, and if we put our bishop here, we lose the bishop, and it's a drawn position. So that's not what we're gonna do. Are you wondering how to exploit the 2 bishops during the game? We analyzed hundreds of games and created 5 principles for you to win your games. Check it out here. I'm Mr. X, and if you like this video, please make sure to subscribe. Instead, we need a waiting move, and that's what we do. We just put our bishop here and we stay on the diagonal, because otherwise the king would get out. Now the king has to go back, and now we close the box. And there's only 5 squares left for the king. We're getting there. Remember, we're gonna go until 2 squares. There it goes. We take away another square. There it goes. Here we would try to close the box on the other side. If the king goes back, well, then we basically had a waiting move and we give a check. The king goes aside and we keep on closing this box. There it goes with our king. The king can only go to these squares if it goes here. Then we take away this square with the king and see how we only have 3 squares left for the black king. It's inside the box still. That's great. If the king goes here, we need another waiting move like this. The king goes here. Then we take away the 3rd square. So there's only 2 squares left. And remember what I said? When there's 2 squares left, we initiate our mating pattern. That's what we do. So if the king goes here, we give a check. The king goes to the side. And do you see the mate in 1? Yes! Bishop checkmate on d6. Well done. So remember these 5 principles to checkmate the king with 2 bishops.